Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Wow. I said, let's get this party started before we hit the recording. As you all are aware, it's been an exciting week. Last week after our call was the announcement of 4.0 and all of the cool things that came with that. So that's kind of what we wanted the topic of the discussion to be this morning. And I know that prior to hitting the record button, Linda had a question that I said, let's hold until we get the recording started. But before we go there, I want to start with wins because I love starting with the wins. So have we had any wins this week? I know Andrea is off camera, but I'm going to speak for her because she had a new grandbaby, but she also signed up an executive member. So congratulations, Andrea. I know you're off camera with that baby.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a bundle, my first bundle.
Your first bundle, yes. The first 90-day bundle. Awesome.
How sweet.
Eileen.
Yeah, congratulations, Andrea.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just decided that I was going to start to give back to every single person that has received anything from me and just ask if they'd like to know about how they can take advantage of a 90-day special where they can make people feel good and appreciated and valued that are customers of theirs. And I had 3 people sign up. So
nice.
Yeah, so I just decided a certain amount every day to blend with everything else we're doing.
I love that, Eileen, and it's about consistency, and you said doing it every day. So yes. Have it on your calendar, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 5, depending on how big you want your business to be or how much you're working the business. Yeah. And write the names down on a piece of paper and star them off after you've talked to them or whatever your system is. So I love that.
I have a question. I'm not sure I quite understood what Justin was saying. I don't think he's on here, right? So maybe someone can help clarify. The 90-day special is for new people, right?
Correct.
But for the people that have been inactive,
only until May 1st.
We can encourage them to go ahead and restart with the 90-day trial. And when they click on their link or click on their site, it'll just say upgrade to 90-day trial.
Yes, I've been in one and I don't remember exactly what it looked like, but it's going to give them the 90-day option.
It's a long button.
Yeah, it's a long button at the top. Top, I thought it was top right.
It's your bell's over here and they put the other one
right beside it kind
of.
So
I'm going to add that to my list of some people to call that are receiving and people who are inactive. Okay, good.
Yep. And I will spill the beans. Justin will be here next week. So you need to get lots of affiliates on this call next week because Justin is coming specifically to talk about version 4. He is on vacation this week, so with his family on spring break. So today was not the day he could do it.
Thanks, Brenda.
Gail, you're welcome. Gail.
Okay, so the reason I know about that button is because I did get one of my former affiliates back in. He has been out since 2019. I never did anything, and just on the off chance, I reached out to him and he sent me that link. I'm moving. There's going to be a lot more opportunities for me to do this. I want this now. So he did. So it was wonderful because I did take a screenshot of that page. Nice. Because it's not a button that we're used to seeing as a button. It's more of a banner at the top. So that's what I explained to him. And then the other thing, I don't know if you guys saw it, but my little 4-year-old great grandbaby tested our cookies and it was a hit.
I didn't see that. I'll have to go back and look for that post. Awesome. Thank you, Gail. Andrea.
I take it that you mean me since Miss Shepherd has already gone. Anyway, thank you so much. And I love these calls because it keeps me engaged, as you know. It wasn't this week, but it was last week that I had a real estate agent finally, after months of just, massaging type thing, signed up, and she has her virtual assistant doing the work on a 2-year campaign. So that's kind of promising.
Nice.
And I wanted to share that, you know, if she thinking about a 2-year or automation, I should say. The other thing is, through another business, they have put out a 7-day social media challenge. And so if any of you are friends of mine, you know that I started posting this week, which is not something that I do, and it was not comfortable. But I'm excited because I will be getting a business page that's going to include my Mailbox Power. So those are my wins for this week.
Awesome. Congratulations, Andrea, in the midst of moving, because I know she's in the midst of moving. So congratulations.
Well, I've been moving now it'll be a year in May that I've been moving. It just depends on what day I'm at. When they ask me if I'm going home, it just says, well, it depends on what home you're talking about.
Awesome. Lulu.
So I have been reaching out to people. I did get one person who had been sort of on the fence, so I did sign up a pro. And after this call, I have 3 appointments, 3 Zooms lined up for today, and I've got stuff every week, so I'm expecting a lot more traction this week.
Nice.
So yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Woohoo! I love all the wins. One thing that I am going to recommend, Andrea was talking about a 2-year-long nurture sequence for that real estate agent. I highly, highly, highly recommend that they put a QR code, whether it's on their card, on their postcard, whatever that nurturing sequence is, and use the QR code on the automation level. And the reason why I say that is now you know which of your customers is engaging with the cards that they're getting. If it's past clients, if it's marketing, you absolutely want a QR code on every single postcard. It is more likely that somebody's going to scan a QR code than to call or visit a website. It's easy. So people like the easy button. Give them the easy button and let's start tracking and seeing the results. Because I was talking to a chiropractor, and imagine, just think about this for a second. If you bought a mailing list of 500 people and you mailed out and you saw that 100 scanned the QR code, now you pare it down and you only keep mailing to those 100 people because they were the ones that had enough interest to scan the QR code. Yes, then you're eliminating people that might look at it the second or third time. So maybe you don't want to do that right after the first postcard or the first card, but keep that in mind because it's a way to reduce marketing costs and be more effective because now you know who's engaging with that piece of mail. So with that, I don't see any more hands raised. So I'm going to turn it over to Linda to ask her question because she had a great question before we got started.
Okay, when I turn my camera off, or I'm not going to tell you why. When I look at who do I know that is an influencer, I wanted to really have you guys kick around. Who are you going to go talk to now? Who is an influencer? We know who the big guys are, but it seems like I'm just need a little clarification or just lead me down the path as to who am I looking to talk to now? Who do you guys think is an influencer?
So I'm going to leave my thoughts after opening up to everybody else. So anybody else have any ideas on that?
Influencers usually have a lot of followers. And so, I mean, it's kind of, I took it that Mailbox Power is looking for more like corporate people. I don't know, but you would know within your social medias and find those. And then you'd have to nurture a rapport with them and get on a first name basis, take their courses. They offer courses and things like that. It's just a general term, Andrea, that to get people, or within your own 200 to 500,000 people that you know, who has a big following, who runs a big charitable organization and always has volunteers. Who do you look up to in your community that you can think of them as an influencer? And that's what they mean, is to contact those, because within their influence, they will attract and have people that are going to sign up for things just because they know them. So it's just that maybe someone who's been in your town for years and years, well established in such and such category, industry, social circles, things like that, church, synagogue areas, things like that, so that who runs the events in the town, big barbecue on the river, event that, you know, has 500 vendors every year, things like that, people that put on vendor events and celebrations and sales, flea market, huge flea markets, go to the people in charge, or somehow make contact with them, you know, that you can do. And that's the type influencer. And there are huge ones on Instagram. You've got to be in that Instagram flow, be their customer or be their friend or be a provider for them to even get recognized and get some chat and influence back and forth with them.
Yep, exactly.
That's my thoughts.
Yep. Anybody else?
Let me ask you, would you guys think that, I mean, I was thinking at a little smaller level, because I don't see myself, to be honest, I don't see myself, you know, a few people in my area I might, you know, I'm already kind of connected to. But do you think influencer might even drip down to someone who's head of an agency, or rather than just looking for individual people as part of the agency, maybe it would be, you know, the head of the corporation, because they influence other people in their, you know, in their group or in their business? I mean, is that, I'm sort of leaning towards that as a definition of somebody who influences other people, not necessarily on social media.
So Linda, that's a great question. And everybody is going to see the title of influencer different. I personally do not see heads of organizations unless it's a chamber or a e-women network or something like that. A CEO or top of a company, you know, is not necessarily the person that you're looking for, because then they only have influence over that company. Unless it's the head of Remax or Exit Realty or EXP Realty, something like that, then yes. But in general, an influencer, like Terry was kind of alluding to, is somebody, who do you know that's the networking queen or king of the town? They know everybody and everybody listens to them. Or like Terry said, somebody who is, well, Eileen is a good example. Eileen used to speak a lot and travel a lot and speak. So I'll leave it to you and then I'll finish, Eileen, because that's probably where you're going.
Well, actually, it's a little bit of a different approach, but I do happen to have a lot of people I'm connected to. I think of the influencer as someone who's active. You know, for example, I wrote to someone last week who was helping do a spaghetti dinner for their church. And my thought was, you know, oh, how are you promoting it? I'd love to share something with you that could make a difference for your church in a lot of different ways. And we're supposed to schedule something. I don't know if she's going to do it or not this week, but I looked at that as someone who now suddenly is involved. So I look at the influencer who's involved. I also have written to people and have had this happen in the past where people have started using Mailbox Power, where I just see they have so many people interacting with them because they write the kind of posts. So I think they just have to, I don't know if influencer is the word I would use, but someone who's involved in doing a lot of things and active.
So I love that, Eileen. I'm going to caution some people, though, just because somebody's active in their church doesn't mean that they have a big circle of businesses they know, and I would not categorize them as an influencer.
The
They
only
may be
thing I'm thinking is I've had some success with suggesting that this could be a great fundraiser for the church.
Yep.
Because if they do fundraising, that if they sign, the church signs up, the treasurer, whoever does it, then if members who have businesses, so it could be a tremendous influence I look at in an organization like that.
So exactly. So the church, yes, because they have a large congregation that may have a lot of businesses that support them. Absolutely. But just somebody who organizes spaghetti dinners and that, I personally wouldn't count them
But
as influencer.
I think they're great to say, who do you know? Because they know the people in the church.
Absolutely.
So they would know, who do you know who has a business? Because I think I get a lot of things from the who do you know, and they become influencers for me, at least, because of the who do you know.
Exactly. And Terry kind of started down this path, and it's think of speakers. Think of somebody, whether they speak in person or they speak online. They have classes. They regularly are promoting classes, whether it be on social media, whether it be on some form of marketing, whether it be a business coach. Those type of people have influence over a lot of other businesses that when you recommend a tool, all of their clients or potential clients, people who are in their sphere, are going to be like, ooh, let me go look at that. Will all of them sign up? No, but you have a bigger pool of people that when you think of a lake that has a large lake that has 20 fish in it versus a large lake that has 10,000 fish in it. When you throw that fishing line out, which lake are you going to be more likely to catch a fish? That's kind of, and Mike was looking it up online, what influencer means.
You know, I think the thing that we need to be careful about when we talk about influencers and CEOs, just because they're CEO of a company doesn't mean they have influence. They have influence because of the title and because of the power they hold. I think what you need to go do is go back to the definition of what an influencer really is. And it's someone who affects or changes the way people behave. And when you look at it that way, there's a lot of people out there that have influence in regard to how it impacts other people. And people have influence, also have charisma. They care about people. There's just a lot of characteristics that we need to take into account when we're talking about influencers. So just think about it that way. It doesn't have to be a macro influencer. It could be a micro influencer, somebody who has influence over a small group of people. It could be 200 to 500 people that they have influence over, but that is a big number of people to have the ability to have them change the way they think, the way they behave, the way they see the world sometimes. So think about it that way as well.
I think the other thing too to think about is some of you might be thinking, oh my God, big influencers like Mike said, but it could be a micro influencer. Really, if you go back to what Justin said, it's somebody that is going to bring on and share Mailbox Power and help at least 12 people a year. That's really not that many. That's at a minimum. So that's one a month. So think about people who run in circles with other business professionals. I saw something in the chat about local politics. Yes, because they're always sending mail out for political campaigns. Anybody like that would have interaction with other businesses. I think of the women's chamber or just a regular chamber in town. Things like that, and people that sit on the boards of those type of organizations, or somebody who sits on the board of a nonprofit. Somebody who sits on the board of a nonprofit most likely has a lot of connections in the community. So those are some ideas. Any other ideas before we move on to something else? Did that help, Linda?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it helped a lot. And it made me think, hell, I bring on 12 people a year. I'm an influencer.
Exactly.
So
Many of you
yeah,
on this
that
call
Mike,
are.
that was perfectly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, if
So
you think
thanks,
about
guys.
it, if you think about it, influencer is the buzzword. Everybody wants to be one. So I think it was really smart for them to call it that.
I agree. So now let's go back to, that's part of the changes. Let's talk about that also, is just a reminder that if somebody wants to be a part of the legacy affiliate program, and what I mean by legacy affiliate program, I mean 40% commission versus 20, they need to sign up prior to May 1st. Now, they also, if they sign up prior to May 1st and they are not currently a super affiliate, they need to acquire super affiliate prior to May 1st. If they want to be a super affiliate and they are not, they need to be a super affiliate by May 1st. Does everybody understand that? And past clients or past affiliates can reactivate. Gail just said that she had one do that. You can have past people come back on as long as they are a past client and they have an account still. They will be able to take advantage of the 90-day special for pro or executive. Current customers that are pro may take advantage of the 90-day executive. They may not take advantage of the 90-day pro. Does everybody know? Does everybody understand that? So think about it. Some of you have a lot of past clients. I know we have a lot of past clients. We are working on putting an email together and starting to reach out to them, and also a campaign of postcards to go out about the new system, because this is a perfect opportunity. Who's the easiest person to sell to?
Somebody who's already familiar.
Exactly. And who's the second most, well, current customer? The second is somebody that's experienced the product. So I personally would recommend you go back to all of the people who have experienced Mailbox Power in the past and are still on your books with no membership, and explain to them the changes, because some of them might have left because they were looking for things we have now. Does that make sense? I see heads going like this. Lulu, I see your hand, kind of see your hand up. It's in the light bulb there.
I know. So my question is, if somebody is an affiliate, I have somebody who signed up in last year in April. If he signed somebody up, but then they dropped off. If he doesn't do anything, does that go away? I heard it's only for a year.
So, I need to go back and read, and see, but I know that in the documentation, it says they have to keep an active account.
Okay,
If they drop their membership and their membership is inactive for 60 days, they drop out. That is a question. That would be a good question to hold for Justin or ask in the chat. I do know that they are wanting to go that way, that if people are just not truly an affiliate, not keeping them on the books, because why keep somebody around that might share it in 5 years?
yeah.
But that's a really good question for Justin.
Okay.
Anybody else? Are there any other questions? And I am not the expert. Justin is the expert. He'll be here next week. But are there any other questions on version 4 launch that people are confused about, the new technology or any of that? No? Well, I can tell you that I see a huge opportunity to bring on executives now, because there is a huge difference, which I have asked for a long time. If somebody is paying $79 versus $199, somebody paying $199 should have way more benefits or tools than a $79. This is Mike and I, this is not corporate, but we are a firm believer in, if you make them too close together, why would they ever pick the top one? But with that dynamic QR code, with the cookies, with all new products being released only to executives to begin with, the dynamic QR code. So I met with somebody who does marketing. And do you realize that people are spending $300 to $500 or more a month just for tracking software for marketing? So $199 is an unbelievable value for what we offer, especially with that dynamic QR code. That is the secret sauce that sells the executive package now, in my personal opinion. So with that, we are 2 minutes away from the bottom of the hour, and we want to respect your time. And the majority of your questions are probably asked of Justin next week when he's on, because we did beta test for a little bit before it was launched, but Justin is the expert. He knows the system inside out and backwards. So I would love to have you all here next week and have you all bring at least one person. Next week is the opportunity again to ask Justin questions of version 4, or just questions of Justin, because we don't get that opportunity that often. So with that, I hope you all have an amazing week. I hope you come back next week, and I hope you all have at least one new executive member next week, because we wish you all the best in business, and we are here to help and to watch you grow. It's exciting to watch.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
As
Thank
always,
you.
we appreciate you being here.
Thanks. Thanks, everybody. Great info.
Yep. See you
Have a
next
good week.
week.
Bye.